This might need more than a minute, because I think it's a very important discussion that we have to have right now. Before we get into it, let's talk about the match itself. Jon Moxley defending the AEW World Champion against Hangman Page. The match was going really well. I thought the pacing and the fanaticism of the opening part of it was good. The crowd was super into the match itself, which is very good. They kept the interest from the crowd, which is fine. Jon Moxley bladed and was bleeding everywhere, which is totally unnecessary and it totally took away from it, but that's not going to be my focus through this video. I think I've kind of beaten that horse, and I will most likely continue because Moxley can't go through a match without blading. I'm sure Renee Paquette is fully aware of this, because I'm pretty sure he blades pretty much every day. I mean, fuck, at this point, might as well think that. But let's talk about the injury, where Jon Moxley hit the clothesline and Hangman landed on his head, basically giving him a concussion. It was scary, and I think that people putting the blame on All Elite Wrestling, on Jon Moxley, or on the lack of a performance center or training for this company are totally off base. At the end of the day, this is pro wrestling. And like any combat sport of any kind, simulated or not, you're going to have injuries. You're going to have accidents. We can't dictate gravity. We can't see in the future on who's going to get injured when. This is just one of those cases of a freak accident. People still blame Owen Hart for breaking Steve Austin's neck. You're an idiot. People blame Rey Mysterio for breaking Undertaker's orbital bone, like a couple of years ago. You're an idiot. The point is that this was a move that has been done 1,000 times. In this one circumstance that I can think of, somebody gets hurt. Another good example is Seth Rollins and Sting. People blamed Seth Rollins for injuring Sting. No, he didn't. He's done that powerbomb 1,000 times. It just happened to be Sting who got hurt in a very serious injury. I get it, but at the same time, you can't blame the moves, you can't blame the competitors for something of a freak accident. This was a clothesline and a sell that I've seen Hangman do 1,000 times. I've seen this clothesline done by Jon Moxley 1,000 times. In this circumstance, it just happened to get somebody hurt. It happens. I don't blame anybody. It's going to happen. So people chill out. Give AEW the criticism where it's needed. This is not one of those circumstances. My rant is over here. Overall, I still liked the match. I liked the out of nowhere thing that they had to do with MJF, and MJF saying, I'm cashing this in at Full Gear. That was totally not scripted within it. I think that just had to happen because of the circumstance, and they pulled it off really well. I'm still going to give it a thumbs up, despite the injury.